It is Tuesday night, and we are live for round number 8 of the ITZR County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series. Tonight, the Canadian Legend Cars West 150 from the Irwindale Speedway tonight on the inner 1/3 mile at Irwindale. I'm Jeff I Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the broadcast booth. And Bill, we had some wild, crazy racing last night, and now we've got 29 drivers in the Challenger Series ready to do battle once again.
Did we have crazy racing last night? It was absolute insanity. It was capped off by spirited conversation afterwards, Jeff. What a fun evening we had. But here we go. We're going to do it all again.
Yeah, we talked about it last night in our Discord channel after the races were over, and I don't think I've ever seen that many people in one Discord channel on here before. I mean, everybody had somebody they wanted to talk to after the race last night.
We are already into qualifying, Jeff. Jumping right in.
This is Wisconsin Weens and Walleyes qualifying, and they are going for that Wisconsin Weens and Walleyes Quick Time Award. That's $5 and 5 bonus points, and those bonus points starting to become very valuable here as drivers starting to try to really make the chase. Just 2 races to go before the playoffs begin, and qualifying underway is Bladen Edwards straight to the top of the board, 14.027 for Bladen.
Josh Parrish goes P2, AJ Rogers P3, Larson Parker up into P5. Now AJ gets bumped back. Chris Roma up to P3 in the 83 car.
Zach Onen in the top 5 there with a 14.152. See Josh Kosick now into third, 14.072, and he's only a thousandth off Josh Parrish, so very, very tight right there in that top 5. See AJ Rogers up into the top 5 now. It's Chris Roma 4th overall. Rick Rube 6th fastest in his qualifying effort, 14.149 for Rube.
Checking to see who else we got on the racetrack. Willie Howell's out there right there in the 19.
Remember, if you're hanging out with us on Facebook tonight, like and share the stream. Make sure you leave us a comment. Let us know who you're cheering for. We always appreciate you guys hanging out with us throughout the night. And shout out your drivers. Let us know who you're here to watch and who you're pulling for tonight.
Ricky Howell just destroyed his car off of turn number 4.
Yeah, we do have some drivers that'll be taking penalties tonight. But first and foremost, you got to get a qualifying lap in so you don't run the B main. And Ricky Howell did not get a completed lap in, so that's going to probably put him in the B main tonight. Chase L. Pierce, a newcomer to the series, goes 5th fastest with a 14.086. Chase will make his debut in the Challenger Series tonight.
Chase Johnson on the racetrack in the A3 bounces it off the wall through 3 and 4 to start his qualifying lap. Quite a few drivers haven't put lap times down just yet, Jeff. So that's going to be interesting as we head. We're going to have a B main that's going to count tonight.
Yeah, we will. And Chase Johnson was pretty fast in practice. And so see what he puts up. He goes 6th fastest. So he's going to bump AJ Rogers back a spot, 14.089. And man, we had 5-6 drivers right there in that 14.0 bracket. So it is extremely tight. Last driver make it in, Jason Dinsmore, qualified 16th. He'll be the last driver to qualify in through the qualifying session. Now we're going to the B main. We're going to be looking for 8 drivers from this B main.
It'd be tough to get into this race, Jeff, because you got to look for 8 drivers, but we're going to have 13 cars running, so you're going to have 5 guys that go home.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a few drivers not with us in this B main. So at this point, we'd only send home 2 drivers if everybody takes part in the B main.
Fire them up and start them, Jeff. Let's roll. I meant well, they can just run the A main. Might as well. I mean, sending 2 guys home, it's not going to be that consequential, right?
Yeah, we'll make sure we're going to give these guys a chance to make sure nobody else
they
comes
can get
into
around
the
the
server.
racetrack also. We want to make sure that the guys that are in the back are actually not just dead and, not just struggling to get around the track.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the pole for tonight's B main, this driver new to iRacing, new to ITZR, doing a great job in his first few weeks. That's the 03 of David Hill. On the outside of him in the number 31, it's that familiar green machine of Brad Carpenter.
Starting in the third position in the 50 machine, we saw him run a late model shootout series last night. Had a good run in the 50 car. It's Craig Tully, and to his outside, a newcomer to the series in the 72. That's Tyler Perkins.
Starting fifth tonight in the number 54 car, it'll be Frank Griffith. On the outside of him in the number 10, it'll be Matt Nicholson.
Starting in the 7th position in the 07, it is Kyle Martinson, set to go off in the 8th spot, but is yet to join the field. It's the 112 of Del Mears.
Starting night tonight in this B main will be the 20 of Ricky Howell. On the schedule to start outside of him is the 8 of James Seawright, who I don't think is going to make the call tonight.
Garrett Pick was scheduled to go off 11th. The next car on the grid will be the 15 of Tanner Carter. And Ronald Cole was set to round out the field in the 13th spot, but he hasn't graded his car as well. So it looks like we're going to have approximately 8. Looks like 8 cars, Jeff? Or
exactly,
make it
8 cars.
Is it
9 cars?
Yeah, 9 cars started
part.
this main. So we will have 1 car that would get sent home. So I think we'll just call this one a slow dash. As long as everybody can get around the racetrack. Let's just see how that all works out. Scheduled to start 24 tonight. We had, I believe, 29 cars join all together. Some guys got a little bit scared by this little flat bowl ring. I don't
some drivers scared, but some drivers took part. Yeah, some drivers took part in practice, and I guess just we're not feeling it and decided to bail out. But we know not for everybody. They're the inner track, but we've had fantastic racing here in the past. So here we go. Pace car going to head off the racetrack. David Hill going to take us green flag racing. He got a nice jump. Here comes Craig Tully. He's looking for second. Brad Carpenter under fire from Frank Griffith. They're making contact through 1 and 2. They're 3 wide.
3 wide off of turn number 2. Matt Nicholson went all the way up the racetrack, just kind of got out of the way. Brad Carpenter, Frank Griffith, they're going to be side by side. Tanner Carter looking on in the 15.
Well, that was a wild first lap.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Craig Tully jumped all over that one. And Brad Carpenter's going around in the middle of 1 and 2. The 15, Tanner Carter's on his side. He climbed the wall. Now he's going to land directly on top of the 31.
Well, that's inappropriate. And Carter's car not going to flip over, is it? No. Kids, we call that turtling here in the zone race. Oh, we got... Frank Griffith said, hey, I got you, buddy. Here we go. What are friends for, Jeff? Look at that. Take a look and see what happened between this group of drivers as they came around the racetrack. And we saw Brad Carpenter get sideways and into the wall.
Well, he was racing side by side with Frank Griffith.
I think he got a little help, Jeff.
Yeah, the car behind him, that was Tanner Carter, came in, just kind of tagged the 31. Turned him around.
He said, I need you not in front of me, Brad, but it's not a ghost car situation, and unfortunately Brad's car was in the way. Wow, that got interesting there. That whole flipping on top of each other thing was odd.
So caution early on, lap 2 of the B main. Again, all these drivers are going to transfer on tonight. We are going to take all 9 of these instead of sending 1 driver home. But these guys still want to improve their position. Again, less cars you have to pass.
Maybe we'll take all. Might take none. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. It's not going to happen. But Tanner Carter not starting his night well in the 15. Flag is back out. David Hill going to take us down into turn number 1, and it's going to be Craig Tully to his outside. Tully going to try to pressure David Hill for this B main win. A little farther back, mayhem happening back here is Tanner Carter on the outside of everyone. Got to try to look around the outside. It's going to be Frank Griffith on the bottom. Matt Nicholson also there in the 10.
Well, Ricky Howell and Kyle Martinson are having a fun battle for the 3rd position, or 4th position rather. Ricky Howell stuck on the outside, but he is making it tough for the 07 of Kyle Martinson to find his way by. So keeping that 07, and now David Hill's up the racetrack. That opens up the door for Craig Tolley for the race lead.
First place under fire. David Hill going to try to cross him over, almost into his left rear. Now he's going to be to the inside. Can Tully clear? They can't. Side by side into one.
Great move from David Hill. Lost the lead, comes back underneath the 50. Now he's going to protect the bottom here, and that's going to leave David Hill out front, leading this B main. Tolley back into the second spot, and now it's bringing along Tyler Perkins, who's under fire from Kyle Martinson. Martinson up the inside. He's going to take that spot. Tolley's looking again underneath the 03.
Martinson elbows out, just gave a shove to Tyler Perkins, who turns 1 and 2. Now David Hill into the wall in the 03, and he's going to cry. Nope, he's going to save it. He's going to lose a whole bunch of spots as he's dropped all the way back from first to sixth.
He made some contact there with the 72 of Tyler Perkins, who's now working his way underneath the 10 of Matt Nicholson. This is now a battle for fourth as the top 3 cars have checked out. Those top 3 cars are Craig Tolley, Kyle Martinson, and Ricky Howell. This battle for fourth is Tyler Perkins working his way around Matt. Matt on the outside of that number 10 machine. And he's kind of running way up the racetrack, but it seems to be working. He's keeping some momentum up there.
He'll drop in behind the 72 of Perkins. We'll take a look at your leaders. Top 3 checked out on the field. Perkins going to be running there in fourth. The whole group of cars behind him.
Top 3 drivers have checked out. They've got about a 2-second lead over the rest of the field right now. And now Matt Nicholson to the infield. He just spun off down the front straightaway. He's going to try to find his way back onto the racetrack. Right in front of Craig Tolley. Tolley, nowhere to go. They're going to stack up.
And they'll stay green. Matt Nicholson came out onto the racetrack in front of the leaders. Kyle Martinson had to check out. Ricky Howell took damage on that one as well. Tully took damage. All 3 cars in the front took some damage on that incident. But Tully now is gone.
Yeah, that really let the 50 of Craig Tolley get away. Ricky Howell able to get around Kyle Martinson, move into the second position.
Brad Carpenter's moved up into the 5th spot. He's right behind the 4th place car, Tyler Perkins. Tanner Carter, I don't know what he's doing, but he's in 6th. And he just spun the car on the back straightaway.
So Tanner, call it a night here in the B main. Again, he's probably going to race in the A main. Brad Carpenter taking a look underneath the 72, Tyler Perkins. This is a battle for the 4th spot, rather. Brad Carpenter didn't get that position. The 31 machine, you saw him get spun earlier. He's working his way forward now. Ricky Howell had a moment off turn 4, got a little sideways, and that let the 07 of Kyle Martinson start to reel him in. So a battle coming for the second position here. And again, it's just less cars you have to pass in the A main. And for these drivers coming from deep in the B main, really you need to pass as many as you can right now, because it's going to be hard to pass cars in the feature event.
Absolutely. It's going to be very difficult. Although Kyle Martinson needs to keep in his head that if he starts the A main actually in the inside, which is where he would right now, probably a better position so that he can get an opportunity to pass Howell right away. So you might actually watch Martinson just follow him around for the next few laps, or for the next 6 laps, make it.
Well, looking at the Facebook chat, John Piet is here. He's watching. Said couldn't get home from work in time. Couldn't make it tonight. But John, hope to see you next week. As Kyle Martinson looking underneath Ricky Howell. Battle for second.
Clearly, I was wrong. Or maybe it's Ricky Howell that's playing this strategy, Jeff.
Yeah, Ricky trying to over-under him there. Couldn't quite get to the inside of the 07. Now he's going to get a little loose. Tried to get in there in 3. Had to get on the binders. Locked up the rear brakes. And that's going to lose him a spot to Brad Carpenter now.
Brad Carpenter taking advantage of that. He'll be the car that's now in 3rd. Now Ricky Howell's going to try to cross him over down the back straightaway. Carpenter up the racetrack. Howell tries to get a run. Cannot do so. Move Carpenter solidly up into 3rd.
Trevor Edwards in the chat tonight wanted to know how many feelings get hurt. And I'm thinking a lot tonight, because last night many drivers got their feelings hurt.
And they talked it out. It was pretty good. We had a nice conversation afterwards. But like I said, it was spirited.
Elliot Carlson in the chat said maybe Brad Carpenter needs to make his car brighter. And I don't know if that's humanly possible. I don't think they make a shade of color brighter than that green.
White flag is out for Craig Tully.
White flag out for Tolley. Brad in the chat cheering for Larson Parker, who we'll see in a little bit here in the A main. TJ Elaine asking about the whole field. This is the B main, TJ. So Craig Tolley moving on to the feature event. He's going to take Kyle Martinson, Brad Carpenter, Ricky Howell, Tyler Perkins, David Hill, Frank Griffith, Matt Nicholson, and Tanner Carter to the A main.
Good B main event there, Jeff. Just marred by one caution flag. Good racing there. But now it's time for the big show as we get a warm-up session. 2 minutes. These guys have been sitting for a little bit. They're going to get an opportunity to go out there and drive their cars around the track for a while.
Yeah, so driver's going to head to the racetrack, try to get some time on the track. And Bill, I guess we have an announcement to make, and I think now is as good a time as any to talk about it.
Well, have at it, Jeff. I mean, you're the wordsmith around here.
Well, we do have the honor of starting to do some other broadcasts, and some of those broadcasts are going to include us broadcasting here on ITZR, the Sarah Thursday Night Super Series. And me and Bill will be bringing that to you guys live every Thursday night, or every other Thursday night is how their schedule works. And if you've been interested in seeing what the Sarah Super Series is like, there are some heavy hitters of the open setup super late model world over there in that series. And if you wanted to see what those races are like, well, ITZR is going to bring it to you now.
Absolutely. We've been talking to the people that run that series over there, and we talked about having synergy in the super late model world, trying to get everybody together and kind of doing things together and bringing you their broadcast, and they were up for it. And it's going to be an exciting second half of the season. It'll be really fun. I think that's one of the things that they're missing over there. Just like you said, Jeff, an amazing group of drivers over there that run in the Sarah Super Series and the open setup series. And now you'll actually get an opportunity to watch them live on Facebook, live on our YouTube, live on the Sarah page on Facebook. It's going to be really exciting on Thursday nights.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. It's going to be fun to be a part of that. And again, those open setup racers, there are some heavy hitters in that series, and it's some very, very tough competition. And you're going to see a lot of familiar names. You're going to see Daniel Pope and Alex McCollum. Parker Traves has been on fire over there. A lot of the same guys, and you're going to see that difference between open setup and fixed setup racing. Fixed setup racing, everybody's got the same thing. The cars run really close. Open setup racing, you start to see the field make moves. There's comers and goers throughout the night, and it's just a different style of racing. But definitely going to be a lot of fun to kind of watch that develop and unfold.
Remember, that will be on Thursday nights, every other Thursday night here.
Starting on the 13th, right? September 13th?
Starting on the 13th, that's correct.
Or maybe that's going to be the 15th, since that's the Thursday.
Yes, that sounds about right. So
we'll have an announcement on our
Nobody
Facebook
here
page.
is good with math or calendars or anything like that.
All right, here we go. Getting set for tonight's Canadian Legend Cars West 150 from the Irwindale Inner Speedway on the pole tonight. Your points leader after getting the 7 invert. AJ Rogers in the number 17 machine going to start on the pole. The guy on the outside of him going to take a penalty to start tonight's race. That is the 83 at Chase Johnson.
Making his first appearance with the series in the number 17, that is Chase L. Pierce. And to his outside in the 83 machine, that is Chris Roma.
Starting in the 5th position will be the number 2, a 2-time winner in this series this season. That's Josh Kosick. On the outside of him in the number 55 machine, it's Josh Parrish.
Starting in the 7th position, your Wisconsin Wings and Walleyes Quick Time Award winner. It is the 72 of Bladen Edwards, and to his outside in the number 181 Islander in machine, it's the ravishing one, Rick Rube.
Starting night tonight in the number 42 car, it's Super Zach Onen. On the outside of him in the number 1, he's actually starting from the pits tonight, not going to make the grid. That'll be Caleb Hill.
Starting 11th in the number 2, that is J.J. Chansey, and to his outside in the number 19, it's Wet Willie Howells.
Starting 13th tonight will be the 09 of Elliott Carlson. On the outside of him in the number 48, it's Larson Parker.
Starting 15th in the number 17, that's Regan Parent. To his outside in the familiar green number 62, that's Jason Dinsmore.
You saw this guy win the B main just moments ago. It's the 50 of Craig Tolley. On the outside of him, starting 18th, will be the 07 of Kyle Martinson.
Brad Carpenter rolls off 19th in the 31, and Ricky Howell will roll off in the 20th position in the number 20.
Starting 21st tonight, making his debut in the series, it'll be the 72 of Tyler Perkins. On the outside of him, scheduled to be the 03 of David Hill.
Frank Griffith will roll off 23rd in the number 54 Stinger Motorsports machine, and to his outside, a teammate, number 10, Matt Nicholson.
And bringing up the rear of the field for tonight's feature event, starting 25th, the kind of the promoters provisional, I guess. We're going to start them all tonight. It'll be the 15 of Tanner Carter. Well, Bill, we got 25 cars on the racetrack. Caleb Hill going to start from the pits. We did have a few penalties. The 83 Chase Johnson, the 17 of Reagan Parent, and the 20 of Ricky Howell going to go to the rear of the field for previous penalties from earlier this season. And this is a nice field. A lot of fast cars. Some newcomers up near the front. This is going to be an exciting race, but now we just got to pick some winners.
Oh, please.
Well, we didn't do very well last night. Our winners all ended up around backwards. So
You're right. All right, I'm gonna dig a little deeper into this this week, Jeff. I'm gonna go. Actually, let's go. Well, no, I'm gonna go different. JJ Chansey in the number 2, gonna move his way forward.
Well, I'm gonna go with the guy further back as well, and I hate to doom him like this by picking him, but I'm gonna go with that 42 car. I'm going Super Zach Onan. I think he showed a lot in practice. He had a lot of speed. He's pretty good at staying out of trouble too, and that's, I think, gonna be a big key tonight.
That was my other car. That's the other one that I was looking at. The whole inside row. I don't know why I'm scared of the outside row, but I was thinking that whole inside row. I was looking at Cossack. Couldn't pick Bladen. He's that Wisconsin Wings and Walleyes Quick Time Award winner. Can't pick him. But yeah, I kind of went back there, middle of the field. It's gonna be exciting.
Well, pace car's about to head off the racetrack. AJ Rogers, Chris Roma going to take us to Green Flag Racing. The Canadian Legend Cars West 150. Rogers is off and away. Roma spun the tires. Cossack spun the tires as well. A lot of cars in trouble going through turn 1. We're still Green Flag Racing.
Wow, a lot of action happening through turn number 1. Everybody getting through there cleanly. So we'll be side by side through turn number 2. A lot of cars. This field is spread out everywhere, Jeff.
First battle on the racetrack.
Oh, Willie Howes is around in the 19. And he gets spun.
I saw Brad Carpenter involved. It looked like the 50 of Craig Tolley might have got a piece of the 19 as he was spun backwards. That is going to bring out a caution here on lap 2. And it looks like Willie got together with the 09 of Elliot Carlson.
It looked initially it looked like Elliot was there. Let's just make sure we saw that. Ooh, that's a late move from the 09. Willie just kind of arcing the corner. Elliot was way down the bottom. Thought he saw the door open there.
Yeah, I think he would have been all right if he would have kept the car down a little bit. Unfortunately, when he got down on the apron, it kind of also shot him back up the racetrack and kind of collects the 19. Craig Tolley just nowhere to go. He got involved. The 31, Brad Carpenter, he tried to whoa up, and he kind of got hit from behind there.
And the good news is nobody really hit Willie hard.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to come out of that okay.
Tully's going to have a little bit of damage. Yeah, he's got right front damage, but I think he'll be all right in the 50. Everybody else avoids Willie. I think that's just an aggressive move from Elliott early.
Well, we said it's going to be hard to pass here, so these guys really want to take advantage on those starts. When you get a guy stuck on the outside, you really got to keep him out there, and that was what Elliott was trying to do, try not to let that 19 car get back in line. Unfortunately, just drove her in there a little deep. Shout out to Jeff By Sr. in the chat, cheering for Super Zach Onan as well, and he sent us 100 stars for that.
Wow. It's like, I mean, he's nicer than you are. That's amazing.
Yeah, I would never send that.
The apple fell too far from the tree, Jeff.
Absolutely.
I gotta get my dad in here. So like dad wars. Like, Dad, throw some stars.
Who's got the richer dad? Like, that's how we race, right? Tanner Carter with 101 stars. Thank you, Tanner. Tanner in this race started 25th, and looking at the scoring, he's already up to the 19th position. So Tanner making moves already as we get ready to go single file restart. They did not complete a full lap. AJ Rogers back on the loud pedal with Chase Pierce behind him in that 17 machine.
Single file all the way through the field. No moves being made just yet. Big field of race cars. See Caleb Hill making a move. See if we can see that battle as he makes a move underneath Frank Griffith in the 54.
Yeah, remember both the Hills started from the pits, so they felt it was better just avoid that first lap altogether. So Caleb started deep in the field trying to work his way forward.
Willie Howell's making his way by Frank Griffith. Frank Griffith stuck on the outside. Here comes Elliot Carlson in the 9.
Chase Johnson making a move as Ricky Howell got up the racetrack. Johnson going to try to go around Ricky for the 15th position.
Jason Dinsmore just had a problem in the 62. He lost a bunch of spots, drops back to 19th.
Front half of the field staying mostly single file. I see Josh Kosick putting a lot of pressure on Josh Parrish. This is a battle for 4th on the racetrack. Parrish, he got up the racetrack last time. Kosick took a peek, and you can see the 2-car getting great runs off the exit of the corner. And Parrish, if he can't keep that car pinned down, he's about to get stuck on the outside.
Kosick down to the bottom on Parrish, side by side through 3 and 4. Here comes Bladen Edwards in the 72. Well, you want to keep that 72 car as fast as he was in qualifying, Jeff. You don't want to see him passing cars at this point if you're a competitor out there. You want to keep him in the middle of the field as long as you possibly can.
Yeah, moved Bladen up to the 5th spot, started 7th after the invert tonight. AJ Rogers still out front. He has got the other 17 car of Chase L. Pierce behind him, and Pierce, he is starting to really put the pressure on the 17 of AJ Rogers. Bill, they were already starting to see lap traffic ahead of them, too, so it's not going to take long at this racetrack to get into lap traffic.
Good for these guys, keeping their noses clean. We didn't see any lap traffic last night.
No, they never had runs long enough to really get into the lap traffic, and right now the Challenger Series guys doing a great job. It's Josh Kosick up the racetrack. That opens up the door for Bladen Edwards, who's going for 4th now. Now they're thinking 3 wide.
Josh Parrish almost stuck his nose in the middle. Thought better of it. Kosick doing a really wide turn. Bladen Edwards, could they be friends? That it looked like he let him go.
Yeah, I don't know what might have happened there. Maybe Bladen cut the inside of the track a little too much, got a warning about that, and had to back out of it. And just enough that just had to let Josh Kosick back in line.
Yeah, we talked about that last night a couple times. We saw cars that had to slow down on the straightaways to basically give the time back. Kosick might have just had that same problem as he got really low in 3 and 4.
And caution is out. The 1 car, Caleb Hill, and the 62 of Jason Dinsmore spun around off turn 2. They're going to get going, but definitely something happened between the 1 and the 62 machine.
Oh, right in front of them, actually. Dinsmore got bumped by the 72. That was Tyler Perkins. See what happened with those guys as they came down into turn number 1. Dinsmore just kind of missed the corner. And then
Tyler Perkins was there.
Jason just kind of stayed way up high, and I think the 72 decided to go into the corner and then just kind of got in the back of the 62. That was very confusing if you were the 72 driver. But he also kind of missed the corner as well.
Yeah, I think the 62, he gave him the bottom, and Tyler maybe just got in a little too deep, got up the racetrack.
I agree. He was good until he got up the racetrack, and then he gets into the one. And then Caleb Hill, starting in the pits, didn't do the 1 any good, as he now has left front damage. Just found it wrong place, wrong time. I think I agree with you, Jeff. The 72 just slides up the track, gets into the left rear and the bumper of the 62 of Jason Dinsmore. Dinsmore was up off the bottom.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get there before the 62 could close the door. Just misjudged it just a little bit. And for that, he's going to join the 62 at the rear of the field. So a good green flag run there to start things off, only on our second caution here on lap 24. Looking at the running order, AJ Rogers, Chase Pierce, Chris Roma, Josh Cossack, Bladen Edwards, Josh Parrish, Zach Onen, Rick Rube, JJ Chansey, Larson Parker, your top 10. Craig Tooley, the B main winner, started 17th. He is already up to 11th. He is bringing along Kyle Martinson, who started 18th, up to 12th. Chase Johnson, 13th. Regan Parent, 14th. Matt Nicholson running in the top 15.
Jeff, take a look at the chat. Your family, including Trevor Edwards, who's not in your family, but he's in the ITZR family now. But they're all throwing stars at us. We really appreciate that.
So it looked like we got 102. That came from my mom, from my dad's account. And Trevor Edwards throws down 200. And Trevor led a lot of laps last night. Didn't end up getting the win, but he had a heck of a run last night. As we are green flag racing, AJ Rogers out front, Chase Pierce second. Look at this battle for third. Chris Roma trying to get third, but Josh Cossack really rolling the top nicely. He's going to take that third spot away.
Here comes Bladen Edwards. Bladen Edwards took a peek underneath Chris Roma. Roma has to play a little bit of defense now, as he was looking underneath Cossack. Now Cossack clears for third. Bladen Edwards still taking a peek on Chris Roma. Can't get there.
And AJ Rogers up the racetrack. Chase Pierce gonna go for the lead. First time we've ever seen this guy making his debut in the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series. He might lead some laps in his first start in the Yellow Waves. Trouble for the 07 of Kyle Martinson.
Martinson back to the pits already.
Kyle Martinson has had just a brutal season, and he's just you're going to see it on the replay. He's minding his own business and just got tapped from behind.
Well, Jeff, that's a situation. And then Kyle parked it. That no damage whatsoever on that 07 car.
Yeah, I think Kyle's he's just frustrated. It's just been that kind of season for him. He just cannot get through races without getting wrecked, and unfortunately it happens again. And you just got to feel for him, because it's been a bad season.
Yeah, he has not been able to catch a break in that 07 machine. Once again, sitting on pit lane. Let's see what's going on with Kyle here. I think he's determining life choices at this point as he sits on pit lane. He's not completely removed himself, but just kind of done in that 07 car.
Well, Bill, the Facebook chat has gone nuts. Brad has sent us 50 stars. Shannon Wilder hanging out just sent us 200 stars.
That is, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah,
thank you guys so much. That's honestly, you would have no idea how much that means.
Yeah, thank you guys. We do appreciate it. And we appreciate you guys hanging out with us and keeping the Facebook chat going and lively. It's good to know that people are hanging out, enjoying these races.
Absolutely.
You know, we do this every single week. Sometimes it's kind of crickets in there. We're like, is anybody even following this?
I don't think we ever say that, Jeff. It is so much fun having the Facebook chat moving, because we both monitor it. And like you said, sometimes it's really quiet. It's like, oh, nobody talked to us tonight. It's like,
Trevor Edwards said, don't spend it all in one spot. TJ Elaine here cheering for Larson Parker. Christy with 200, and that's Christy Parker, so I'm guessing she's also cheering for Larson Parker. Maybe she'll let us know, but thank you for 200 stars.
Quick zoom in on the Larson Parker car. Look at that. That's what that buys you. Okay, I gotta go. All right, back to the leader here. Chase L. Pearson, his first race within Zone Racing, leading this one with the green flag.
AJ Rogers, your points leader, on the outside for this restart. The guy in that third spot, Josh Cossack, he's going to be looking for second quickly here on this restart. He's already got 2 wins this season. He's trying to make it 3.
Wow, we almost have 3 wide down into turn number 3. Chris Roma's to the inside. He's looking to the inside of Bladen Edwards. Bladen Edwards had taken that spot just a minute ago. Roma can't get there. Josh Parrish is on his bumper now. Roma had issues as he probably cut the course.
Yeah,
something
he
going
lost
on with
a
the
lot of
83
time
car.
there in the 83, and he's losing spots now. Can't get back on the racetrack. He did the right thing, which was get out of the way, but unfortunately he goes to the rear of the field. Is Josh Parrish now going to move up to 5th? He's bringing along Zach Onen.
72 car.
Tyler Perkins
around. Yep. Take a look and see what happened to Tyler Perkins as they went through turns 1 and 2. But Chris Roma, wow, disaster for the 83.
And that was Frank Griffith that got together with Tyler Perkins going on into turn 1.
Oh, that one's very tight. Frank, let's see. Let's check out 3 and 4. Was Frank there? Tyler's up the racetrack. He's on the outside groove. Frank's on the bottom groove. Tyler just shuts the door entering turn number 1, and not sure he was clear. That's tough. That is tough. That one's tight, Jeff.
Yeah, and, I don't know if Tyler was. He got clear, but again, it's when you have a car working the inside line, they have that shorter distance into the corner. They're going to make up a ton of time.
You got to make it
if
obvious,
you're coming from
too.
the top. Yeah,
you have to make it obvious. I'm taking the bottom. He did a nice big arc there on the outside to drive down into turn number 1, and Frank was to the door by the time they made contact.
Yeah, not much the 54 can do there in that situation.
See, I'm minding my own business, and I've got a car on top of me. That's not good. Just driving my line.
Will Jervicki hanging out. Will's not here today.
Hey, it's Will.
Yeah, well, Will should be racing with us. 200 stars from Will Jervicki. Thank you so much. But, Will, we'd rather see you race, man.
Absolutely. We missed that orange Mountain Dew machine.
Former winner in the series. I think he's going to win USA, which is coming up next in 2 weeks. We're taking next week off for the holidays, Labor Day. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks. So this is going to mix up the field a little bit. Chase Pierce still your leader. Josh Cossack going to restart on the outside. That moves A.J. Rogers back to 3rd. Bladen Edwards 4th. Josh Parrish 5th. Zach Oden 6th. J.J. Chansey up to 7th. Rick Rube 8th. Craig Tolley, again, from the B main, already up to 9th. Watch out for that 50 car. Chase Johnson running 10th now. Larson Parker back there in 11th as we get set to go green flag. Racing pace car going to head off the racetrack. Chase Pierce and that red number 17 going to have control of this restart.
Chase going to get a nice run. Josh Cossack able to slot into 2nd place. Bladen Edwards going to be in the sucker hole there on the outside. Here comes A.J. Rogers back to the bottom. Here comes Zach Oden in the 42 as he's making his way forward. A.J. Rogers did get a good run through 3 and 4. Bladen Edwards starting to make up some ground, but now they're going to be side by side. They make contact through 1 and 2.
Zach Oden up to the 5th spot now as A.J. Rogers and Bladen Edwards battle in front of him. Actually, 4th spot, rather, for Zach Oden. And now Cossack really putting the pressure on Pierce. He's got to look up the inside. Cossack wasting no time. He's trying to get to the lead.
Josh Cossack has been on a roll here with last week's winner. Looking for his 3rd win of the season. We had a third-time winner last night. Parker Traves, his was 3 in a row, but Cossack looking to make his make another night memorable here in the number 2 machine.
Well, Bladen Edwards got around A.J. Rogers for that 3rd spot, and A.J. had some contact there with the 72 of Bladen Edwards. Got him up the racetrack, let Zach Oden get to the inside of the 17. So A.J. under fire here from the 42 machine now is here comes Bladen Edwards. He's diving underneath Chase Pierce for the 2nd spot. Pierce finally clear of Cossack. He's going to try to get back in line and block that 72.
Good battle up front for your lead. Chase Pierce needs to rally as Cossack drove by. Not able to get away from the 17 car, Jeff, so this is going to be an exciting battle for your lead.
Yeah, some great racing going on right now as the top 3 cars starting to break away. A.J. Rogers was able to clear Zach Oden for that fourth position, so keep A.J. in 4th, Zach Oden 5th, Josh Parrish running 6th, Rick Rube having a great run in the 7th spot. Craig Tolley, again, from the B main is already up to 8th, Chase Johnson 9th, Reagan Parent up to 10th now.
Trouble going into turn number 3. We might stay green. There was some contact between, I believe it was Caleb Hill and Brad Carpenter. They slid to the apron. Now both of those drivers are going to have to take a little bit of a penalty time, so they take a break off the throttle for a moment, but we'll stay green.
Yeah, everybody doing a great job to keep this race rolling, and man, there's a lot of cars working their way forward through the field. You saw Chris Roman, the 83. He picked up a few spots there. Remember, Chris had kind of a cutting course penalty. He had to check up and lost a ton of spots, and so now he's going to try to recover and work his way back through the field. Dinsmore sideways off turn 4, makes a little contact with the 72. and now he is around. That's going to bring out a caution here on lap 51.
Take a look and see what happened on the number 62 machine. We'll go right from the blimp view. Seems to be the easiest way to check this place. And, well, I think that's kind of...
Well, these two had a moment a little bit ago. And Jason, again, on the outside, the 72 on the inside comes up, and I think he might have came up the racetrack a little bit, got into Dinsmore.
I don't know if that's enough. I'm not feeling that one too much. Jason's coming really, really tight. If anything, I'd call that a racing deal, but I think the 72, that's just his line right there. I don't feel like he's doing anything really malicious. I don't think we should expect him to put his left side tires on the line every time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I'm looking at that one. Jason was keeping it kind of tight. I don't think he necessarily did anything wrong either, because he was, not lower than the 20 of Ricky Howell, obviously. So I don't think he necessarily chopped the 72 either. It just,
I think that's just
kind of coming together.
Yeah, getting too tight there.
So under caution here on lap 56. That was our 5th caution of this race. Will Vicky in the chat said he's not registered for the Challenger Series anymore and can't make it on Monday nights. So Will, you got to reach out to us. Maybe we can get you signed up for Tuesday night.
I haven't done an iRating check on Will Vicky in a while. We have limits, Will. We'll have to look at it.
So here we go. Field is doubled up. Josh Cossack, Chase Pierce, Bladen Edwards, AJ Rogers, Zach Onen, your top 5. Cossack now with the race lead. He's going to control this restart. This will be the first restart we see as Cossack, your race leader. He is off and away. Spun the tires a bit. He's going to let that 17 car, Chase Pierce, have a little run at him going through 1 and 2, but not enough. He is going to be clear.
Now the battle's for second. Here comes Bladen Edwards to the inside of Chase Pierce. Pierce up the racetrack. Bladen Edwards trying to find the bottom. Pierce way up the racetrack in the 17.
Yeah, trying to open up that entry, get a run here on the 72, but Bladen Edwards, he's got a lot of speed. Your quick qualifier tonight, going to drive around the 17 of Pierce. As we say that, Kurt Jackson in the chat cheering for Pierce. As he falls back to 3rd, he's going to get back in line, finally finds his place in line there as Zach Onen and AJ Rogers battle once again for 4th.
Battle for that 4th position side by side through turns 3 and 4. You can see behind them Rick Rubin, Craig Tully are battling. Now Zach Onen, he's able to make the pass. Here comes Josh Parrish to the inside of AJ Rogers.
Yeah, Parrish working his way forward. Behind them, you got Rick Rubin, Craig Tully still battling. Then it's Chase Johnson and Reagan Parent. They're side by side. We're pretty much doubled up through the middle of the field here.
Little pace laps under speed. What do you say, Jeff? Side by side, I love it.
Yeah, loving it. Great racing. These guys doing a great job on the outside, able to keep position as AJ Rogers finds a gap. He's going to slot in right in front of Rick Rube. So AJ found a hole. Now Craig Tully, he's going to be looking to do the same thing, but Chase Johnson in the 83 is there. Tully going to get up the racetrack. That opens up the door for Johnson, who he's going to take a look underneath Rick Rube now.
Rick Rube up the racetrack. Here comes JJ Chansey in the 2. Reagan Parents there in the 17. Tully and Rube on the outside, not where they want to be.
And Tully losing positions now as here comes the 17 of Reagan Parent. He's working his way forward. Behind them, there's Larson Parker in the 48. He's going to try to get to the inside and keep this 50 from getting down, and he's going to do it. He's going to be at the door into turn 1.
Parents now to the inside of Rick Rube. Rick Rube on the outside. He's falling backwards. Craig Tully falling backwards. Here comes Larson Parker in the 48. Larson Parker showing speed tonight. He's got a new paint scheme on that car, Jeff. That's probably what that's probably what did it.
Yeah, digging the black and white, paint scheme there. As Craig Tully starting to fade on the outside, and Rick Rube was able to get in line in front of Larson Parker. So Rick fell back to 10th there after that restart, but Craig Tully, who got all the way up to 8th, is now fallen all the way back to 12th, and there's no signs that this is going to stop until he's able to get to the inside line. And here comes Tanner Carter up the inside.
Carter, here comes Elliott Carlson. Willie Howells is there. Caleb Hill is there. Craig Tully, this is rough. There's just nothing you can do. The freight train is on the bottom, and you just cannot get down.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Tully, he's in the 12th position, so even if he catches a yellow here, he'd start back on the outside again as Tanner Carter got up the racetrack. That opens up the door for Elliott Carlson. Carlson going to stick his nose in there. Now he's door-to-door with the 50 of Tully. Tully just cannot find a place in line. Now Willie Howells is coming.
You got to feel bad for a guy that's just stuck on the outside like this. I mean, he's just running his laps as fast as he possibly can, but you just can't do anything on the top. It's just the way this track is. And Tully just stuck out there right now. I feel like we see that mirror sometimes, Jeff, when they go through the corners. It'd be Tully sticking his hand out like, let me down. And he just can't get there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, nobody's going to really give him a chance, not this late into the race. We're working lap 70, and it's pretty much into that second half of the race where it's go time.
Battling towards the front, Chase Johnson underneath A.J. Rogers. That's going to be a battle for that 6th position, moving Chase Johnson up into that spot. Josh Parrish putting pressure on Zach Ona just in front of them. Parrish putting a lot of pressure on Zach Ona. Almost made contact with him through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Chase Pierce is really putting the pressure on Bladen Edwards because Cossack is leaving the 72 car, and now Pierce going to go around Bladen Edwards. I think Bladen decided, hey, you're a little faster. You can go. See if you can run down Cossack, and that's what Pierce is going to try to do now.
Wow, that was... you don't see that very often, but Bladen Edwards kind of playing a strategy game right now.
Yeah, maybe just either doesn't want to burn up the tires. Maybe he wants to start third. Third is a good place to restart here. Better than second, honestly. So Bladen Edwards, maybe, just trying to put himself in the best position if the yellow comes out here. Zach Onan running fourth. Josh Parrish fifth. Chase Johnson, who had a penalty, had to start at the rear of the field tonight. He is up to sixth, and that 83 machine has got a lot of speed. He has been really good in the Challenger Series this season. I don't think he's really had a finish outside the top 10. So Chase, he was telling me earlier, Bill, he's going to start racing late models at Dominion Speedway. So getting some really good experience here.
Absolutely. Very cool for Chase Johnson. Reagan Parent was just really sideways down the back straightaway the last time around. Kind of hurt that right rear just a little bit. Rick Rude trying to capitalize off of that. But you see Parent, he is dirt tracking that number 17 car.
Behind them, Elliott Carlson making our pass around the 48 of Larson Parker.
A little contact.
Yeah, a little door slam there as Elliott Carlson slips by for the 13th position. Now here comes Willie Howells. Willie Howells going to take this spot. Now, Larson is in the same spot that Craig Tully was just moments ago. He's stuck on the outside, and the train is lined up on the bottom.
Yeah, the train is on the bottom. Here comes Craig Tully. There's Chris Roma there. Brad Carpenter's there. Now Larson Parker just has to find a way to get in, and it might not be until he gets passed by David Hill there in the 03. There's not much of a gap between all these cars.
Battle for fifth is Chase Johnson going to go around Josh Parrish. He got underneath the 55. Parrish making a little shot through 3 and 4, trying to move the 83 back out of the way, but not going to be able to do it. Chase Johnson on the move, and he has already set sail.
Chase Johnson, he came from the back of the field, Jeff, took a penalty tonight, so he has been moving forward all night long. Passing a lot of cars in that 83. Unfortunately, that doesn't count as his starting spot, or else he'd have a good shot at tonight's hard charger, but still, Chase Johnson put on a show in the 83 car.
Yeah, looking stronger right now. And behind them, JJ Chansey, he had gotten around AJ Rogers. Now Reagan Parent going to try to go around it. I see car spinning 3 and 4. We're still green flag. Ricky Howell now around. Matt Nicholson around, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Multiple incidents there going on.
I saw Matt Nicholson just hit the wall really hard. Caleb Hill stuck on the bottom.
That whole thing began with the one car getting turned around. Then the next pack coming along, I think people started checking up for the spun cars, and they ended up getting themselves turned around as well.
Ooh. I think everybody starts checking up, and then they just can't. It's the same pack. It's just the group of cars was together. Let's take a look here as Willie Howells and Caleb Hill make contact. And I think Caleb just tried to drive it in on the bottom there. Just really didn't have much of a run and made contact with Willie. That spun him in the infield. Oh, and then Matt Nicholson just, that wasn't even the caution, Jeff. The caution actually looks like it's going to be for Nicholson getting into the back of, let's find out as they come in here. It's Ricky Howell. I think here's your caution.
Matt got in there, got into the back of the 20.
Caleb was clear. He was on the bottom, just sitting in the apron. And then Matt just, well, Ricky's up on the high side. Matt was up on, well, kind of just behind him. And then just drives in the corner just a little too hard and gets in the left rear of the 20 car.
So that's going to give us a little bit of a breather here. We were green flag for quite a while. Now lap 87, our 6th caution of the night.
These guys putting on a show tonight in the Late Model Challenger Series, kind of a custom Late Model Challenger Series. This is the Canadian Legend Cars West 150 here at the Irwindale Inner Speedway. I want a Legend car, Jeff. I think I'm ready for one.
I saw that our very own Parker Traves, who won last night, I think I sent it to you in our Facebook chat. He is selling a house car from the Canadian Legend Cars West.
Best of the best.
Yeah, that if you want to go win Legends races, that's the machine right there. That one will do it. I don't know what the conversion rate is. I thought it was like 24,000 Canadian. I don't know what that is in US dollars.
Absolutely best of the best car you could possibly find. That car right there. Check that out of the Canadian Legend Cars West, and maybe buy Parker Traves' cars. We got a restart here, Jeff. A little bit of gamesmanship happening up front as Kosick let Pierce go. Pierce had to stop, and now here comes Bladen Edwards to the inside.
Yeah, Bladen going to take a shot back at 2nd place. Here comes Zach Oden. I don't think Pierce can be able to get back in line before the 42 machine gets there. He's going to have a little bit of a gap, but just not enough. Zach Oden going to get to the door of the 17 machine.
Look at this gaggle as we go through turns 1 and 2. Big group of cars. Rick Rube, AJ Rogers, JJ Chansey, Reagan Parent, Tanner Carter's in the middle. Here comes Elliot Carlson in the 09. These cars all on top of each other, side-by-side racing.
Yeah, this is fantastic. As Kosick starting to try to gap the 72 of Bladen Edwards. He's out to about half a second. Now the Pierce putting the bumper to the 72 of Bladen Edwards. And Edwards going to get up the racetrack, let the 17 back down to the inside. And now Bladen going to shut the door.
Pierce playing nice. Now he'll look to the inside, entering turn number 3. Nice job by the 17 to hold it down. We've seen multiple times how cars have gotten into the left rear of the car in front of them. Pierce doesn't do so. They'll be side-by-side through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and we saw earlier Bladen let the 17 go. He's not going to want to do that here because here comes the 42. Zach Oden tries to dive underneath. Bladen shuts the door. Zach cut him a break, I think, and that's going to move Bladen back into the 3rd spot. Zach Oden 4th. Chase Johnson up to 5th. He got around Parrish.
Racing still happening in the middle of the field as AJ Rogers and Reagan Parent, they continue to race side by side. Battle at 217 cars. Tanner Carter trying to figure out which way to go. The only way to go is really the bottom, but he needs AJ Rogers to move past that 17 car of Reagan Parent.
Yeah, Tanner running in the 10th spot. He's got some drivers coming behind him as well. Elliot Carlson's been moving forward. He's up to 11th. Rick Rube's stuck on the outside. He's falling back to 12th now. Willie Howell's lined up. There's Craig Tolley, who we saw get shuffled to the back earlier. He's starting to work his way forward as well.
Single file out front, but right here.
3 wide down the back straightaway.
Yeah, great racing here in the middle of the field. These guys getting after it. Rick Rube way up the racetrack in the 81 machine. Here comes his teammate. That's Elliot Carlson to the bottom. Tanner Carter going to try to make the move on AJ Rogers. Reagan Parent was able to clear AJ Rogers. He was on the top side and made the move past AJ Rogers. Yeah,
and I've got to feel like AJ's not really enjoying Irwindale Inner. He started on the pole, and he's been on the outside for a long time tonight. And unfortunately, he's been getting used up as well as Elliot Carlson goes by the 17 machine, moved AJ back to the 11th position.
Right behind them, another battle is Willie Howells. Willie Howells in that 19. He's going to go by Rick Rube. Here's Tully. Tully gets a shot. He gets bumped from David Hill. Almost caused another issue. AJ Rogers struggling in the 17. You saw that car wiggling in turn number 3.
Yeah, and AJ's way up the racetrack. That thing looks like it's getting tight. And running on the outside so long can do that. It can burn up the right front tire, and now you're just so tight you can't keep the car to the bottom at all. Bladen Edwards just had a moment in the 3rd spot. He got checked up, and it really stacked up everybody behind him. Zach Oden and Chase Johnson got together, and that whole group of cars is starting to get nose to tail, and I think Bladen might be holding them up a bit.
Chase Pierce has caught Josh Kosick for this lead. They are gone. 1 and 2 have left the 3rd place car of Bladen Edwards. Chase Pierce putting all kinds of pressure on the two of Josh Kosick. Under 50 laps remaining in this short little racetrack race. Pierce all over Kosick for the lead.
And I like what Chase is doing. He is trying some different lines, trying to set up that 2 machine. And there he goes down the back straightaway. Kosick is loose. The 17 is going to get underneath him. He's got the position. New race leader. Kosick going to try to drive back underneath him.
Oh, he might get a penalty for that. He drove to the apron. Let's see what iRacing decides. You'll see what Kosick decides to do. There's an over-under. They're trading over-unders as Pierce back to the bottom.
Pierce was setting that one up for a while. Goes back to the top, comes down low off turn 2, takes the spot back. Kosick's going to try the same thing, and I think the 17 parked it on him in the middle of the corner. That's exactly what he needed to do.
Yep, contact made through the middle of the corner. Give Chase Pierce the lead. Kosick back to second. Bladen Edwards, as those guys are battling, starting to close that gap just a little bit. Now Pierce going to try to set sail and get away from this field.
Yeah, Pierce has really turned it up right here as we have gotten just past 50 to go, and lap 106, he's turning on. Zach Onen sideways into turn 3, and the caution's going to wave. And that was a quick yellow there from our iRacing crew.
Way to go, Barney. Take a look and see what happened to Onen here as they went down into turn number 3. Chase Johnson was looking to make that move.
Yeah, there was some contact from Chase Johnson. Zach was dead sideways throughout the whole corner, saves it, and the flagman throws the yellow.
Jeff, this doesn't look good. I'm trying to figure out how that even happened. All right,
I got to tell you, that was a heck of a save by Zach Onen. I think most people would have spun that car right there.
Yeah, I mean, I hate that there was a yellow, but there was a yellow.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Chase Johnson because Chase did everything right there. After he made the contact, he backs out of it. He lifted, he let Zach Onen try to gather it back up, but unfortunately, it still triggered a yellow.
Tears for Chase Johnson. Unfortunately, that's what we're going to talk. That is a tough break for the 83 car, but you can see it, folks. He just gets into the left rear of Zach Onen. Zach Onen didn't do anything different. He was right on Bladen Edwards' bumper. It wasn't like he checked up or anything. And Chase just had a great run off of turn number 2. Gets in the left rear of Zach Onen. Yellow comes out. That's unfortunate.
Well, the Bai family hitting us with 300 more stars.
Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you so much. You guys have gone nuts tonight in the Facebook chat. It's been awesome. We can't thank you all enough. So this is going to set things up now for about 38 lap shootout as we go back to Green Flag Racing. Chase Pierce, Josh Kosick, Bladen Edwards, Zach Onen, Josh Parrish, JJ Chansey, Tanner Carter, Elliott Carlson, Reagan Parent, and Willie Howells now into the top 10. Craig Tolley up to 11th. David Hill starting 22nd. He's up to 12th. Larson Parker running 13th. Chris Roma 14th. Brad Carpenter back into the top 15 now.
Hey, Jeff, is it safe to say the price of poker's gone up?
Oh, absolutely. This is about the time where things really started to get out of control last night, but these guys have been fantastic. Great racing. Pierce back on the loud pedal. He is off and away. Kosick got a fantastic restart. Drops right back into second as Bladen Edwards and Zach Onen battle for third.
Zach Onen's in that spot you don't want to be in on the top side, starting 4th. He'll try to battle the outside of Bladen Edwards. Edwards has been struggling in that 72 car. He's not been able to catch the leaders. Now Onen trying to get to the side there, to get to the door, can't do it. Now here comes Josh Parrish in the 55.
Onen finds a spot in line as Elliott Carlson spinning, multiple cars involved. That was right around the 10th spot, 8th spot. And Craig Tolley involved. I saw Larson Parker. I think Tanner Carter got involved. So big incident right there. Willie Howells, who was running 10th, he was involved in that one. So a lot of good race cars just stacked up there.
We ended up with a parking lot over in turns 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, it's almost identical to what just happened.
Yeah, Reagan Parent. I think Reagan was trying to get back in line. I think he was going to let the 09 get back in line. I just misjudged it a little bit. And unfortunately, nobody behind had any idea that things were stacking up. You see Craig Tolley try to get on the brakes. He gets hit. Tanner Carter involved. Larson Parker gets up in the air there as he kind of got into the 15. Willie Howell's nowhere to go. He actually got that car stopped. I don't think he hit anything, but the track was completely blocked.
I will say this, Jeff. What a great job by a lot of those drivers. Brad Carpenter hard on the brakes. The 72 car. Tyler Perkins, he gets on the brakes nice on Ricky Howell. Those guys didn't pile in. They stopped their cars. Good stuff from them.
If we can get a chance to look at Chris Roma's view of that, he snuck by that whole thing, missed everything, and he was right on top of that whole wreck. I think we probably get a pretty good sight of him missing that one.
All right, we'll give it to you, Jeff. There it is, Chris Roma down the back straightaway. And that's how you end up with 0 incidents, kids.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's just heads up.
Great job by Chris Roma. Chris Roma getting a reputation around here, Jeff, as a very clean race car driver. And that's how you do it. Good wreck avoidance there from the 83 machine.
Yeah, and that gained them a whole heap of positions as well. So we're going to have to reset the top 10 because that took out a lot of cars. Chase Pierce, still your leader. Josh Kosick, Bladen Edwards, Josh Parrish, Zach Oden, JJ Chansey up to 6th. Chris Roma now 7th. David Hill 8th. AJ Rogers 9th. Rick Rube back in the top 10. Tyler Perkins sitting 11th. Frank Griffith 12th. He's having his best run in the Challenger Series yet in the 54 machine. And pace car out, heading off the racetrack. Pierce going to take us green flag racing once again. Kosick on the outside, and Kosick right back in the line.
Kosick able to find his way down to the bottom very quickly. Josh Parrish now stuck on the outside. We saw that Zach Oden had an issue being on the outside last time. Now it's Josh Parrish time to take his turn. So he's going to be the outside of Bladen Edwards. They'll battle down into turn number 1.
Looked like Kosick got up the racetrack. It didn't hurt him too much, but Bladen Edwards there, he was close to getting underneath the 2 car. Now Kosick back in line. I see somebody spun around through 3 and 4 off the racetrack. We're good to keep racing.
Parrish was able to get down in the 4th position. Zach Oden not able to make the move, so single file throughout the top 10. Tyler Perkins in the 72 cars made his way up to 11th. Now he's going to get a challenge from Ricky Howell. Ricky Howell moved by him.
Edwards underneath the 2 car Kosick, and he's getting shoved by the 55 of Josh Parrish. Parrish trying to push that 72 past Kosick.
Bladen Edwards could not have been saving tires.
I mean, he really got to the 3rd spot, and he just seemed to stop his progress. I gotta think maybe he was saving a bit.
Could not. I like Bladen. He's not that savvy.
Well, he's been doing a lot of truck racing, and you got to save tires in those long truck races. As Kosick shoves it underneath the 55 of Josh Parrish, they're going to make contact all the way through 3 and 4. Heck of a battle for the 3rd spot. Kosick going to take that position back. Here comes Zach Oden. He's looking for a spot too. He sees the 55 is kind of vulnerable here. He's going to go try to get underneath them.
Shout out to Josh Parrish for that one. He could have definitely chopped off Kosick as Kosick shoved it in there, but Parrish gave him the room. It was tight, but he gave him the room through 3 and 4. Now here comes Zach Oden to the inside, so Parrish in a bad spot. Here comes JJ Chansey in the 2 as well. Parrish trying to defend it, trying to make it happen on the outside.
Yeah, Zach Oden and Josh Parrish have been battling all night long, and these guys again battling for the 4th position. It just continues. Parrish on the brakes. He's going to try to get in front of JJ Chansey. Here comes 42 of Zach Oden underneath Kosick. He's going to go for 3rd now. Kosick really struggling.
Did you see the move Josh Parrish made to get to the bottom of JJ? Oh, and Kosick really. Oh, and he's going to go head on into the wall.
And last week's winner going to get spun in the middle 1 and 2. Caution's going to wave here on lap 128.
See what happened there. We were watching it. I don't really know what exactly happened. We go to the blimp view again.
And Zach Oden and Josh Kosick got together, and it looked like Oden might have got some help from behind, too.
But Onen's on the apron. I mean, I don't know how much lower you want Zach to go there.
Yeah, it's Josh is at that point. He's got to do what he's got to do, which is pinch the cars on the inside, and he didn't leave him a lot of room. And then it was that contact from behind as Zach had to check up middle off, could not get to the throttle, and Josh kind of got into the back of the 42. And That's enough to turn the 2 car around.
I mean, it's very minimal contact, though, from Josh Parrish, if anything. Everybody doing such a good job. I mean, that is, I mean, Kosick he's pinching. That's what causes that, I think.
Yeah.
And he has to. I mean, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to, but, you know, you need to try to defend as much as possible. That's what he's doing. And I think that's why he ends up getting spun is, you know, you're just trying to do as much as you possibly can not to be stuck to the outside, and that's where Kosick's going to end up being. So you can see what happens to the 2 car. Is ouch. Spins the car around. That car's got big damage in the number 2. I really don't think Zach Onan did anything wrong there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really did anything wrong there. Josh, at this stage of the race, he's pinching and trying to slow that momentum, and he did. He slowed the momentum of the 42. The problem was the cars behind him just have no idea that the 42 is not going to pick up the throttle off the corner, and Zach having to wait on the throttle, just he gets bumped from behind, and around Kosick goes, and that's the danger of pinching right there in those situations.
Well, we used to have a saying, Jeff. Do you remember it?
Yeah, the same was you block, you pay, and unfortunately, Josh ended up paying the price there.
And I think it was you block, you pay, or you pinch, you pay. And that's the situation. It's tough. iRacing has netcode, and in that situation, it wasn't a netcode situation, but you get that close, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, here we go, Pierce. Bladen Edwards on that front row. Pierce really mixing up the restarts here. Made Bladen Edwards wait on it. We are back green flag racing. Bladen gonna get in line right in front of Onan.
Parrish went way up the track right there to try to get the run down the back straightaway. Now here comes Zach Onan to the inside. He's going to try to take that 3rd spot away from Parrish. Here's Bladen Edwards up the inside as he's trying to make a bid for the lead.
Well, you said he wasn't that savvy, but I think Bladen Edwards has got a lot of tire left over here at the end of this one, and he is going for the race lead. Pierce trying to do what he can to keep that 72 at bay, but it's going to be tough on the outside line. Bladen going to move him up the racetrack, really open up his entry, and he made that 17 take the long way around.
Now Pierce going to try to bump and get by. Wow, they're all checking up front. Pierce is going to spin it, and that's going to catch Roma out. That's going to bring out the yellow.
And Chris Roma going to take the worst end of it. He goes spinning off the track. Really, it looked like it started with that contact from the 17 to the 72.
Yeah, I think he tried to cross him over, and Bladen backed him up. And that was not good. It's just, you'll see it here on the replay. You can see Bladen Edwards on the back straightaway. And Bladen knew exactly what he was going to do, especially after he gave him the bump. And he kind of, well, the bump slowed the whole pack down.
Yeah, when Chase got into the back of Bladen Edwards, Bladen had to park it. And you could see how much that car wiggled. Bladen had to get off the throttle. He had to gather it back up. And unfortunately, the entire inside line is on the throttle going off the corner. And Zach Onan, he got pushed through the 17 of Chase Pierce. Pierce almost had it saved. And then he comes across the racetrack and gathers up the 83 of Chris Roma. Just a tough deal right there at the front. Just hard racing. Everybody was going for it. Chase, really, he gave the 72 a shot. He didn't spin him. It was just enough to try to get him up the racetrack, and Bladen was able to keep that car pinned to the bottom, and that's kind of what really set that wreck off.
I think you're right, Jeff. That's just unfortunate. Tough racing up front, and it's time to go. That was kind of what that all came from. Is it's race time, and everybody trying to get everything they possibly can. Chase Pierce tried to do that crossover that he was doing earlier with Kosick. Bladen Edwards had none of it. A little bit of contact in the middle of the corner. Everybody backs up, and Chase gets hit from behind.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Zach Onan is going to fall back to 13th. Chase Pierce fell all the way. Actually, he's off the racetrack right now in the pits. He's back in the 22nd position. Chris Roma, who just had a heck of a recovery, he ended up now 20th. So a lot of good cars collected early. And now look at some of the names that have found their way into the top 5. These guys were falling back early on, like AJ Rogers. He was deep into the field, got stuck on the outside. He's now 4th. Ricky Howell, who's been involved in a wreck where he couldn't avoid it. He was up to the 5th spot. Rick Rube got shuffled back. He's up to 6th. Willie Howell's now 7th. Chase Johnson, who had a penalty earlier, is now 8th. Tanner Carter, we saw him get involved in that big pileup. He's now 9th. Craig Tolley up to 10th.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big group of a lot of mayhem right there. We lost some of our top running cards that have been up there all night long. So, like you said, a lot of guys sneaking up towards the front. Here comes Blaine Edwards. He's going to take us back green flag racing.
Edwards on the loud pedal. Parrish spun the tires. He is going to get down in front of JJ Chansey. Chansey into that third spot. Ricky Howell, AJ Rogers, they're going to battle for fourth. Ricky's got a great run down the back straightaway. They keep that 17 to the outside. Behind them, Willie Howells, Rick Rube, Chase Johnson sideways. Craig Tolley is going to get involved. Zach Odin's involved. And we're still not yellow, but now we're going to be yellow.
Wow, more stuff was happening. Larson Parker was involved. Caleb Hill was involved. There's a lot of damaged race cars all of a sudden, Jeff. The price of poker went through the roof, Jeff, and now we can't handle it.
Yeah, I think Craig Tolley might have gotten to the back of Chase Johnson and got the 83 sideways, and then he tried to go up the middle as Chase was trying to save it, and that just that put us in a bad spot there coming off turn 4.
Try to take a look at it for everyone on the replay here as we went down a backstretch into turn number 3. You see Tully there in the 50 car. Oh, yeah. And Tully tried to let him catch it. Chase just couldn't get going. The car was already too sideways. And then poor Zach Onan. Poor Zach. Super Zach's going from bad to worse there. We'll take a look at what happens to the 42 car. So he just can't do anything and stopped short of the tires, but unfortunately it ends up pointed the wrong direction. Super Zach, top 5 all night long. 20th right now. Craig Tully getting sent to the rear of the field in the 50 car. Unfortunately, just got into the 83 of Chase Johnson. Johnson tried to save it. Tully tried to let him save it, and there just wasn't. I mean, you're going to get run over at that point. There's his teammate letting him know, hey, we're both back here, pal.
yeah, Chris and Craig, they've had great runs going tonight.
Yeah.
Just no luck on their side at all, and so they're going to have a little fun battle here as we're getting set up for a green-white checkered, I believe, and really, I don't think it's over for the 83 and the 50. Chaos can ensue. Green-white checkered. Keep your heads up, and maybe you can pick up some spots here.
I gotta give credit to Late Model Challenger Series guys tonight. This has been a much better show than the Shootout Series guys put on last night. Regardless of what happens moving forward, it's green-white checkered time. You never know what's going to happen, but these guys have done a great job, and what a great race we've seen tonight. So everybody sitting in your house, applaud these guys tonight. Fantastic job by these guys.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and we get sent for green-white checkered number 1 of 3 if needed. Bladen Edwards, Josh Parrish on the front row. Ricky Alice sideways coming to the green. Parrish on the outside. He's going to take a run at the 72 from the outside line. He gets down in front of JJ Chansey, and Bladen Edwards is going to come through 3 and 4, and he's going to see the white flag as Parrish gets him a bump.
Parrish with a shove, and Bladen Edwards is able to hang on to it. You see the white flag in the air through turns 1 and 2. Bladen Edwards out front. We got cars mayhem happening in the back of the field. We'll stay with the leaders.
And here we go through 3 and 4. Bladen Edwards, the leader. Parrish going to give him a bump. Not going to be enough. Bladen Edwards going to win the Canadian Legend Cars West 150. Josh Parrish second. JJ Chansey third. AJ Rogers comes home fourth. Tanner Carter, who started 25th, going to wind up 5th tonight.
Wow. I got to give it to Bladen Edwards. What car control. He got 2 shots from Josh Parrish through 3 and 4, 2 consecutive laps, and did not spin that number 72 machine as he was able to keep it out front. He's going to get the opportunity to do some donuts out here.
Yeah, fantastic drive from Bladen Edwards. And Ricky Howell going to come home with a 6th place finish. Josh Cossack 7th. Chase Johnson 8th. Larson Parker 9th. Tanner Perkins going to come home, or Tyler Perkins rather, going to come home 10th. Rick Rube 11th. Elliott Carlson 12th. Chris Roma 13th. David Hill 14th. Frank Griffith with a career run 15th tonight.
16th will be Brad Carpenter. 17th, Caleb Hill. Craig Tully finished at 18th. Willie Howells 19th. 20th, Regan Parent. Zach Onan back to 21st. Chase L. Pierce, he'll finish 22nd after what a great run by the 17 car in his debut. Jason Dinsmore 23rd. Nicholson 24th. Kyle Martinson 25th. Dell Mears. Well, actually, Dell didn't start, so Kyle Martinson was the last car in 25th.
And Bill, we get a chance to talk to tonight's race winner. Bladen Edwards going to join us. And it's been a bit since we got to talk to Bladen. Now, Bladen, I got to tell you, towards the end of the race, Bill told me
that you were stealing my question, Jeff. You're stealing my question.
Bladen Edwards is saving tires here. Were you saving tires? Because it sure seemed like you had a lot of tire left late in that race.
I was kinda. I was trying to figure out how to get it to turn half the race, but I just kind of backed off the like. Well, once I got third, I stopped and just rode really. Let Josh and I think it's Chase, uh, just go battle it out. And it ended up working out for me.
Bladen, that is probably the one of the most savvy veteran moves I think I've seen in a while. Where we actually thought, and I think Jeff and I both thought, boy, Bladen had speed in qualifying, but just not showing it in the race. And then all of a sudden, it was like you flipped a switch, and that's when I said, "There is no." I said I like Bladen, but there's no way he's that savvy. And so you were able to do that. You were able to basically kind of save and just kind of ride here at such a short racetrack.
And yeah, I've been putting a lot of laps in and just learning with practice how to save tires and stuff like that. So I finally figured it out, I think, how to
Well,
save tires.
give us. You don't have to give us all your secrets, but explain it. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching that are going to go back and watch this. And like I said, I don't think we've seen anything like that at a racetrack like this, where we've seen a guy actually save tires to make a run at the end. So, what was your? Give us a little bit of a trick here that you can, accomplish something like that here.
My biggest thing was trying to not over crank the wheel and just use the throttle to turn the car instead of the wheel to turn the car. I was like kind of jumping on the gas on the exit to turn it at the end there, and it worked. I didn't spin myself out like I did in practice a lot.
Great tips. Great. That was awesome, Blade.
Thank you.
Well, Bladen, coming down to the stretch there, you were getting hit from behind there in the center of the corner. There are a couple of guys trying to root you out of the way. How hard is it to hold on there when somebody's getting into the corner and trying to shove you up the racetrack? You were doing what you need to do, which is keep that car pinned on the bottom. But how hard is it to know that those hits are coming and how to handle them?
It's hard, but I think it's really just about timing. You got like when I was getting hit, I was stabbing the brake right there to keep the car on the bottom and keep it from moving up. I just I timed like all like six of them perfectly, I guess. I got hit a ton, but that was very stressful but very fun.
So that wow, you're giving us all kinds of really good stuff tonight, Blake. we watched you put on a show, man. That really was impressive. Where you were getting hit by Josh Parrish and not getting spun out. What is the technique? Give me the technique on how to. I mean, we saw that happen last night, guys bumping each other out of the way. What was your technique to keep the car straight and underneath you?
Honestly, it was just getting on the brake when I get hit. Because with the hitbox of these cars, it's very weird. But I found out when you hit the brake when you get hit, it doesn't move you as much. I mean, it still moves you, but then you just gotta counteract it with steering. It's hard, but it's doable.
Well, Bladen, we're now just one race away from the playoffs. You just earned your second win of the season, which is going to tie you with Josh Kosick in playoff points. You came into the seventh in points. You actually were tied with three guys for that seventh position. So you had the tiebreaker with wins. Now you have an extra win here. Does this make you feel like now you're ready to go into the championship races? You're now a contender in this series?
Oh yeah, I feel ready. I mean, I got the momentum behind me. You got two good tracks coming up. I feel really good about my chances.
Well, Bladen, it's the time of the interview where we give you an opportunity to thank everybody that helps you get here. So, who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
First off, I want to give thanks to you guys for the awesome league, and then I want to thank BRTV. I want to thank Roasted Gems Coffee, Peyton Howe over there, H52 Photography. Yeah, Dusty Pete's Gibson Collectibles, Nerditudes. You got Timmy Pacioli for the amazing paint scheme, and really that's about it.
Well, Bladen, we want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us. Congratulations. Uh, Again, you're former champion in this series. If anybody knows how to win a championship here in the Challenger Series, it's you. And so we're looking forward to see how the playoffs shake out. And again, we're going to have a week off next week. So first of all, enjoy your Labor Day, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks for USA.
You guys also have a good Labor Day.
Thank you, Bladen.
Okay, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, now our second place finisher going to join us, Josh Parrish. And Josh, you gave Bladen a couple shots there at the end, trying to move him up off the bottom of the racetrack. It just didn't quite work out. Was that your only hope there as we got that down to the end of the race, that maybe you could just root him out of the way?
Yeah, I was trying to kind of give him a few shots, get him moved up the racetrack. I didn't want to go in there and dump him, obviously, and he was really smart about how he was doing those last few laps. I could tell he was kind of dragging the brake right in the center of the corner, kept him kind of straight without spinning out and stuff. So he was super smart about the last few laps, and I just couldn't really give him a shot big enough to move him up the track.
So let's talk about that a little bit more, Josh. Is there anything that you would have done differently in those last two laps that maybe would have given you a better opportunity knowing now what his technique was to try to keep you behind him?
Not really. I mean, it's so hard to pass at this track. I mean, the bottom, you keep it stuck on the bottom, it's almost impossible to pass without sending somebody out of the groove. I got a pretty good restart. I feel like that last start was probably my best one of the night. I ducked in line behind him pretty quick and tried to put some pressure on him, but I just couldn't really do anything with him. After that point, he run a really good race.
Well, Josh, we saw a lot of places in this race where you were side by side, stuck on the outside. I saw Zach Oden, and you had some crazy battles around the fourth and fifth spot. How tough is it to find those holes in line and get down in line after those restarts when you start on the outside?
Yeah, it's extremely tough to get down to the bottom on those restarts. Surprisingly, the outside worked really well tonight. I was able to kind of maintain my position on other guys pretty well, running the top side, and even kind of gain some positions if the cautions fell just right. But definitely hard to get to the bottom, and that was obviously the preferred lane. Just had to find gaps whenever you could.
So Josh, Irwindale enter a little bit of an odd racetrack for us. We don't come here very often, and I want to ask you about what the whole thing is all about. Did you have fun racing at Irwindale Enter?
Oh, absolutely. I love the bull ring tracks. It's you can race hard, make contact without having a lot of incidents normally because we're not carrying so much speed. I mean, it's always fun to battle on the little bull rings like this.
Well, Josh, before we let you go, we know you got a new team and probably a lot of people you need to thank, and we're going to give you a moment to thank them all.
Oh yeah, of course. Got to thank Premier Racing Setups. Just joined those guys a couple of weeks back. Awesome group to run with. Some of the best setups I've ever run on iRacing. So check those guys out. Also thanks to RC Machine Racing, jconcepts.net, Privateer Race Products, and GraphicsNC.com.
Well, Josh, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us again. Week off next week, and we'll see you 2 weeks at USA. You're looking like you're going to be in the playoffs. You're solidly in. Just one more race to go before we head into that playoff race. How do you feel about it? We're going to get that little 2 week break. Are you all set to go for the playoffs now?
Yeah, I'm feeling good going into the playoffs. Kind of been building up some momentum here the last few races. Picked up a fifth place finish a while back at Bullring, I believe, and then had a third and now second. So trending in the right direction as we head towards the playoffs, and hopefully can keep that momentum going as we get to it.
All right. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us. We will see you in 2 weeks, and looking forward to seeing you in those playoff battles.
Looking forward to it, guys. Thank you.
Well, now joining us, our third place finisher, and I think it's a career best run for you, JJ Chansey, going to join us now in the ITZR broadcast booth. And JJ, you've been improving a lot this season, and now here you go, top three finish, your first one, and first chance we get to talk to you. How's that feel to know that you're starting to become a contender for race wins now?
Yes, sir. It feels good. I just been practicing a lot more than I did last season, trying to save tires better.
Well, JJ, I think this is the first opportunity we've had a chance to talk to you. And Jeff, I'd like to remind you that I picked JJ Chansey tonight to win the race. I didn't quite get there, but I'll tell you what, it was a good show by the number two. So JJ, tell us what you did tonight. Like, what was the secret, I guess, the secret sauce to make your way up to into the top five and keep the nose clean? Car looks really good at the end of the race.
Yeah, the beginning of the first half of the season so far from here, I just been struggling keeping the nose clean. I think I've been too aggressive too early, so burning the tires off. So I just hang back on the restarts and prayed for the best.
Well, you talked about it burning up the tires too early, and I gotta wonder, in all your practice, what have you found that kind of helps you keep from burning the tires off? Was it a situation where you're burning the right front off too much or the right rear? Like, what did you find in your practice that has helped you out here to gain so much speed?
Right foot too heavy, just burning the right rear up off.
So
Well, that's
JJ, you're looking pretty strong heading here towards the playoffs. You're sitting fifth in points. You'll probably improve on that, or possibly improve on that tonight. So I believe we have one race left before we head into those playoffs in 2 weeks. How do you feel moving forward? This is going to give you a little bit of momentum as we head into the playoffs. So how do you feel for the rest of the season?
Feel good, man. Just hopefully, I know how the playoff format is, where it's eliminated 2 people per after each race. So gonna have to be really consistent, keep the nose clean, save tires.
well. I gotta wonder. There's these three races in the playoffs, and have you looked at the schedule at all? Do you have a track in the playoffs that you're thinking, that's one I'm going to be really good at? Is there one that maybe you're a little concerned about?
Um, I mean, there's a few in there that I'm good at. I'm concerned. Which track is it? I'm scared for Martinsville because there's that red strip on the bottom you hit gets the car upset. I've never been really good at that track, but I'm good at Myrtle Beach and USA.
Well, that should give you a pretty good run. I'm sure we can. There's a few guys out here, JJ. If you want a tip on how to get around Martinsville, they could give you one here or there. A fun racetrack, and yeah, that one might be a pretty good race and might surprise you a little bit. But good run tonight, third place. We know that there's a lot of people you want to thank. I mean, you've been getting a lot of speed this last few weeks and gaining a lot of speed. Who do you want to thank that the stickers on the race car?
Yeah, I want to thank Premier Racing Setups for the official setups, Wadsworth Motor Cars, and just really everybody that's helped me get this good.
Well, JJ, we want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us. We appreciate it. We're hoping we're going to talk to you a little bit more. This first time we've talked to you, but I
Absolutely.
think there's more interviews coming in the future, and we look forward to seeing how you do in the playoffs coming up. And just a few more races to go. And enjoy your Labor Day and have a good week off.
Y'all too.
Great job, JJ.
Thank you, man.
Well, Bill, that's going to do it for us Tuesday night. Fantastic, fantastic racing. I mean, just unbelievable. The door-to-door, side-by-side racing we saw all night long. And Bladen Edwards coming from 7th after the invert, takes the win, wins Fast Time Award. Nice, clean sweep from Bladen tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jeff, that was probably as much fun as I've had in seasons on here. I had so much fun tonight watching these guys finally get the race that I feel like they deserve. Just they've struggled, right? I mean, let's not pull any punches. This series has struggled, late model challenger guys, but they finally had a fantastic race tonight. Blade Edwards really showed us how to get it done. Saved tires at a bull ring. I can't even believe that's possible. And then the interaction from the Facebook chat, that was a blast as well. I have a smile. I'm happy.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It's been a kind of an ongoing joke with us. Every time the late model shootout series has a rough race, the Challenger Series guys answer and put on a fantastic show, and they did it again tonight. And it's almost like they watch on Monday and they go, "We can't do that. We can't be those guys."
Didn't happen last week.
But I was looking at the Facebook chat. Well, we were so busy at the end making those calls there at the end and watching that race with Bladen Edwards and them fighting for the win. And we did not get a shout out to Eric Dickman, who was hanging out in the chat. Aaron Plemons was with us cheering for the Brinkley Hefner group. He saw Chase Pierce saying he had so much fun tonight. He will be back for sure. Tanner Carter sent us 15 more stars. Ricky Howe congratulating Bladen Edwards on his win. Dale Mears wanted to shout out AJ Rogers, who fell back to 21st, fought his way back to 4th there at the end. And fantastic run for AJ Rogers. We didn't get a chance to talk to him tonight, but man, he's having a great season in the points lead and just been so good all season long.
Really has. I mean, AJ's been a mainstay up front all season long, and didn't look like he was into it tonight. He was struggling, and then right at the end, found his way back to the front, finishes 4th, and Tanner Carter with a great run in the 15 car. I think that's pretty much a shoe-in for Hard Charger, starting in the very back of the field and coming all the way to the top 5. But Ricky Howell having his best race, I believe, of the season. Cossack up there once again. Chase Johnson, Larson Parker, I believe that's also his career best finish in 9th. And Tyler Perkins, first race with the series, finishes 10th. So, man, what a just a fun night. That was fun. I really like Irwin Dilliner.
Yeah, fantastic race tonight. And again, we can't thank Canadian Legend Cars West enough for all of their support. Again, putting on this race, and Wisconsin Weens and Walleyes for sponsoring the Quick Time Award. Of course, County Road Custom for all of that they do, helping us out. And again, check out their website, County Road Custom. Check out their website and see if there's anything out there that would interest you as gifts. Holiday season's coming up. It's going to be up on you quicker than you think. So start thinking about gifts and what you could maybe get family members and also support companies that support our series.
And all the links are there, Jeff, right on the live there. You can see the 3 links from those 3 places. The people that support the series support this race. So you can just link right through our page to go to their websites.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you check them out. Check them out on Facebook. Give them a follow. It just kind of helps build this up and let everybody know that when they support our hobby, they get the support and the love back, and that's what it's all really about. And making sure we're all having a good time and that we get to do this. We get to hang out with you guys. You guys were amazing in the chat tonight. So much fun, and again, you guys went crazy sending us stars. We it's so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was so awesome. We can't thank you guys enough for that as well. But we're gonna take a week off now, and everybody's gonna have a fun Labor Day. I hope spend it at the racetrack. I think that's the best way to spend it.
I am going to the racetrack at least tomorrow night. I'll be going.
Yeah, you're starting early. You're going
early.
Wednesday night.
I'm not sure over the weekend what's going to happen, but you never know. But yeah, definitely local short track racing. Go do some of that.
Yeah, so it looks like ITZR is going to be out at North Wilkesboro. ITZR is going to be a World of Outlaw race this weekend. So if you're watching this and you got pictures from the races, feel free to shoot us a message on Facebook so we can share it with everybody. We haven't done that in a while with ITZR is everywhere, but
that's right.
Yeah, our members will be all over the short tracks this weekend. Make sure you get out there, support racing. I think I might end up at IndyCar on Sunday. I'm not sure yet.
Wow. That's
so
different. That's different.
Yeah, a little something different. But yeah, thank you so much for everybody hanging out in the chat. Again, we're going to be off next Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll return September 11th and 12th, the 16 XCI Racing 125 from the USA International Speedway. That will be our regular season finale, and then we'll know what 8 drivers in each series will be racing for the playoffs and the championship. And the way that the points are looking right now, there is going to be some close battles for that 8th and final playoff spot. There's going to be some people that are going to be heartbroken at the end of that race next week.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. But I mean, that's what we did the playoffs for. So that will set up the artificial excitement there in the middle of the season, and we'll see who gets in.
Well, we can't wait to see it, and hopefully you're with us next week on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. We'll be live at 9 p.m. Eastern, September 11th and 12th, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Make sure you're with us. We will see you there.